Bronfenbrenner's theory is based on the study of systems that influence a student's academic achievement. Those aspects that have a direct impact on a student are called microsystems. Examples include family, peers, teachers, neighborhoods, and extracurricular groups. Microsystems tend to mediate the impact of macrosystems. The aspects that have an indirect impact on students are macrosystems. These tend to be the policies, a society's culture and setting, to name a few.
As a school, I mean, the kids are cool. You know, the atmosphere sucks. The kids are cool. I'm not real fond of the administration or the staff, but you know, that's what we gotta deal with.
Well, our math teachers don't really do anything. They just give us our assignment, and they don't help us a lot though. They teach you a little bit of it, and then they just.
So you're saying like the teachers aren't like up to par as they should be. They're not as very helpful.
Yeah, they're not helpful at all.
The big idea gained from Mike's interview was teachers' attitudes, which is being looked at as a microsystem. According to Mike, even though the school may be adequately resourced monetarily, due to the teachers' attitudes posing as negative and uncaring, especially to certain students within the population of the school, this could have negative effects on student achievement and development. For example, after reviewing Mike's interview, we learned that he wants to attend college, but is not for sure as to which one, and when asked to explain his career aspirations, it took a rather long time for him to elaborate on his interests. So the big question here is if teachers' attitudes would have been more positive and caring for all students, would Mike have elaborated in more depth and enthusiastically on his interests?
I don't think they do enough for the average student.
As in they don't help the students enough towards like
Graduation,
their education and stuff?
Education, there's like IB, honors, and then everybody else. And everybody else, they don't get that same attention that other students get. So we got kids that are left behind, even though we have a little child left behind.
Yep.
We got kids that constantly fail because nobody pays attention to them. And so those are the kids we deal with every day that walk the halls and flunk out of school. I mean, you know, failed the 9th grade 3 or 4 times, whatever the case is.
The teachers in this school have been described as unhelpful to student success. This has greatly been seen amongst those students whom are ESL or from a different background than the majority population of the students whom attend the school. A great example of this is how Coach Clark describes how not all students do not obtain the same treatment in their need to have more programs for the variety of students that Eastern High School serves. This is a great demonstration of how teachers are not making a great effort of enforcing the culturally relevant pedagogy of teaching by ensuring that they incorporate the backgrounds of all the students whom attend the school. In order to change this around, the teachers in the school should provide more student organizations for those students, as well as additional support systems for ESL students so that they can perform better on standardized exams, which require a great knowledge of English.
How would you say like the school's funding? Could they use more? Is it just enough, or
we need more money?
We
need more money because we need more programs in this building. It's a very big multicultural building, so we have at one point we taught 8 different languages here. Because that's how many kids we got from different countries here. But they need more funding because there's no programs for those kids. You know, they teach ESL. They label them ESL, English Second Language. But you know, it takes a while to learn English, and when you come from a different country, and they take the same SATs, ACTs, MME that we take, and they fail those tests, and we get judged off of those tests. So that's one of the reasons why we can't make AYP. That's why we haven't made that average yearly progress, because of that.
Those students are ill prepared.
Yeah.
From this clip, we know the school is most definitely underfunded and must have cut foreign language classes to save money. The coach also mentions how after cutting foreign language classes, the school shoves all the students into one ESL classroom and think that's going to help their system. But then he goes on to talk about how it hurts their high-stakes testing and the schools meeting AYP. But aside from that, the coach talks about how the neighborhoods around the school are very impoverished, and from the National Report Card reading, we know schools in more impoverished areas receive less funding than those that aren't, even though the students in the impoverished areas may need the most help.
So, like, around the school, would you say you have enough computer labs or, like, technology
we have
and
enough
stuff?
technology stuff, yeah.
So you don't think the school's underfunded at all? You think it has just enough funding?
Yeah.
While the coach talked about the teachers being unresourceful, our student Mike went on to do the same. Mike perceived the school as having adequate funds but low-quality math teachers. This is possible if the teachers viewed the school as inadequately funded, then their performance as teachers could take the hit. And this is what we found in the Uline into Shannon Moran article. Even though Mike had a good perception of the school's funding, the impact from the teachers' negative views lowered his academic achievement rate. So aside from the funding, we can equally blame teachers with poor school perception for students' academic success.